Please excuse a short advertisement before I proceed. I am offering an audio course in conservation biology via avid.fm. That's AVID.fm. Details are at the link in the description immediately beneath this video. I suspect most people watching this video are familiar with the expression, "May you live in interesting times." You probably also know this phrase is an ancient curse that originated in China. What you might not know is that this curse is the least dire of three Chinese curses. I'll take them one at a time, from least dire to most dire, starting with "May you live in interesting times." Mission accomplished. I'm there, as we all are, as we always have been, during more than 2 million years of the human experience, including more than 300,000 years of Homo sapiens on Earth. The current generation witnessed the rise of the internet and, simultaneously, the demise of a large proportion of the living planet. We saw technological advances only dreamed about by past generations, and we are living within the fastest mass extinction event in planetary history. Among the things you probably also know is the old joke about the two kinds of people in the world: those who believe there are two kinds of people, and those who don't. I described this type of binary thinking with a video in this space called Science Snippets Beyond Binary, released on February 7th, 2022. About a month later, in fact only last week, I released Science Snippets Accepting the Facts. In response, I received an email message that included the following information. I'm curious about its audience. This person is referring to the video subtitled Accepting the Facts. Even if people have decided they want to try to understand just how near-term extinction is, I think it's hard for them to hear the narrative. For others to see the value in knowing the truth, I think they need to first be convinced that the truth won't hurt them worse than the denial will. I'm wondering who you see as the audience for this one. My response, written too cryptically on my primary computer, which is my phone, went exactly like this. Quote, "I used to write and speak to convince the unconvinced with evidence, and to console those already convinced. Neither worked. I write and speak primarily for myself. It's a habit, and not necessarily a good one." Interestingly, this video being addressed in this exchange, titled Science Snippets Accepting the Facts, was an updated version of a video released in this space less than a year earlier, on March 4th, 2021, entitled The Cost of Lies. The latter video points out that the lies told to us by others or by ourselves are expensive. The response from the viewer in question, which I already revealed, includes this important line, quote, "For others to see the value in knowing the truth, I think they need to first be convinced that the truth won't hurt them worse than the denial will." End quote. That, of course, is my primary point. As I frequently mention in this space, the truth often hurts worse than the lie of denial. I'm merely following the lead of desert anarchist Edward Abbey, who wrote, quote, "Better a cruel truth than a comfortable delusion," end quote, in the short book published about a year after his death, A Voice Crying in the Wilderness. Denial is the common entry point into grief, as pointed out in this space with reference to the work of Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. However, coming to grips with grief, and most importantly, recovering from grief, requires the ability to accept relevant facts and move into the realm of acceptance. With some work, this can be accomplished without spending too much time in the emotional states of denial, anger, bargaining, and depression. The old joke about the two kinds of people in the world fits perfectly here. I suspect people will either ignore my previous work focused on climate change, including my recent short videos on the topic, or they will demonstrate interest and dig a little deeper. In choosing between these two expected responses, most people will prefer denial. Of course, denial is a lie we tell ourselves to enhance our own comfort. It's just another way to convince ourselves that all is well in a world plagued by, well, a plague, along with many other consequences that result from too many humans demanding too much of everything. And we keep making those demands. Curse number 2, may you attract the attention of the government. I don't know about you, but I'm there, as I have been for many years. The brief overview I provide here involves a coordinated defamation campaign that has greatly enriched defamatory plagiarists, such as David Wallace Wells. It's been more than 5 years. Had I done anything illegal, I would have been dragged into court by now. The campaign has destroyed my public life, and it has included betrayal and defamation from Wallace Wells, Roy Scranton, Michael Dowd, John Doyle, John Michael Greer, Catherine Hayhoe, Dar Jamail, Luke Orsborn, Derek Jensen, Lear Keith, Michael John Sleva and his wife Karen Sleva, Carolyn Baker, Serena Marie Raphael McPherson, Forrest Palmer, Corey Morningstar, Tom Hartman, Richard Heinberg, Alex Smith, Scott Johnson, Kevin Michael O'Connor, known as KMO, Lee Camp, my ex-partner of more than 35 years, Michael Mann, Keith Harmon Snow, and perennial graduate student Paul Beckwith. Considering how long this defamation campaign has been in operation, had I done anything close to what these people claim, I would have been incarcerated by now. This extensive, yet incomplete list is not presented here to further bemoan my fate, which is already sealed. Rather, it indicates the scope of the defamation campaign while warning you to stay away from these disreputable people. I am also reaffirming that I will not be making any sort of comeback. The odds of me making a comeback along the path to informing people about abrupt, irreversible climate change leading to near-term human extinction are considerably lower than any comeback we can expect from Edward Snowden, Julian Assange, or Chelsea Manning. As a result, nearly 8 billion people will not know, until it's too late, about the loss of habitat for our species and what that means for all life on Earth. My attempts to pursue legal action and therefore to inform people about our existential crisis involved, for a few years, a renowned attorney who became a friend as he worked pro bono on my behalf. My pursuit of justice died with Gerald Maples in early December 2020, when Gerald slipped on a dock in the Bahamas. As a result of my inability to counter the ongoing successful defamation campaign, I have accepted that my impact is small and will remain that way. Indeed, my only response is to invoke memento mori. My death draws near. Unfortunately, so does yours. Memento mori for each of us. Chinese curse number 3, may you find what you're looking for. I opted out of the monetary system when I realized it was the monetary system driving us to extinction. In the process of living off-grid for a decade, learning how to grow and store abundant food, learning how to secure my water supply as well as a decent human community, I learned about the full impacts of the aerosol masking effect. Fortunately, very few people followed my lead in living beyond industrial civilization. Doubly fortunately, the projection of an ice-free Arctic Ocean in 2016, plus or minus 3 years, published in the 2012 issue of the Annual Review of Earth and Planetary Sciences, turned out to be incorrect. Nonetheless, an ice-free Arctic Ocean lies in the near future, as indicated by scientists who have studied the issue. Such an event will almost certainly occur by the end of next year, with full environmental effects manifest the following year. This event will accelerate a rate of environmental change already too rapid for vertebrates and mammals to keep up. Our membership as animals in the categories of vertebrates and mammals bodes poorly for our near future. Lest you incorrectly believe that I have given up, whatever that means in the face of abrupt, irreversible climate change, I am reminded of a line from John Kenneth Galbraith, Canadian-American economist, diplomat, public official, and intellectual. Quote, "People of privilege will always risk their complete destruction rather than surrender any material part of their advantage." End quote. I am definitely not among the people of privilege mentioned by Galbraith. However, one consequence of the people mentioned by Galbraith is that the mere reflection framework I have been recommending and supporting has little chance for full implementation in the short time remaining with habitat for our species on Earth. There you have it, 3 Chinese curses in worsening order, from living in interesting times to attracting the attention of the government, and from there to finding what I'm looking for. I have succeeded almost beyond measure. I found what I was looking for, and then some. May you avoid such curses in the short time left for our species on this pale blue dot. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing to this channel. If you subscribe, please click the bell so you will be notified about future videos. Feel free to share this video, become a member of this channel for additional perks at as little as 99 cents per month. Mostly though, thanks for watching.